Hey everyone, welcome back to MetalDisciple.com's The Week in Reviews. This week I bring you albums from Sons of Aeon, Gormathon, Gloria, Morti, and the Crescent. Sons of Aeon are a melodic death metal band from Finland, and this is their self-titled first album. I've not heard much about the band, other than that several members of the band play in, or have played in, Ghost Brigade and Swallow the Sun. I don't remember exactly where I first heard these guys, but I do recall being impressed with what I heard and being frustrated that the album hadn't been released yet. I only had to wait a couple of weeks, and once it was out, I quickly snapped it up on iTunes. What really caught my ear about this band was their guitar and drum sound. Technically, this is melodic death metal, but these songs have a deep and heavy groove, which both crushes and gets the head bobbing. The vocals are harsh and well enunciated, and when laid over top this music, they make me want to turn up the volume and thrash around like a maniac. The production also plays a key role in the greatness of this album. The ferociously punchy drums, combined with the thick and meaty guitar sound, complement the album's groove quite nicely. I don't think you can go wrong with a properly produced death metal album that also has great songwriting. Sons of Aeon will be gracing my headphones a lot this year. I recommend you give them a listen too. Gormathon is a Swedish melodic death metal band, and Lens of the Guardian is their 2010 debut album. I'm also including the single Land of the Lost and the 3-song EP Celestial Warrior, both of which were released in 2012. So why am I grouping all three of these together in one review? About a week ago I was skimming iTunes for new bands when I came across Gormathon and their single Land of the Lost. I gave it a listen and was immediately impressed by how the band combines heavy grooves, harsh vocals, and not quite as harsh vocals that are catchy as hell. So one moment I'm banging my head and feeling all grim, and the next I'm throwing back my head and singing along to infectious choruses that would make a folk metal band nod in approval. It just occurred to me who the singer sounds like sometimes when he hits the higher notes. He takes on this David Wayne tone from Metal Church's second album, The Dark. It has this Watch the Children Pray, scratchy yet catchy sound. Very nice. I hate singles, because if I like the song, I'm left wanting more when there's nothing more to have. I'm a metal glutton. I like to consume whole albums of music. So after listening to Land of the Lost, I immediately cast about, looking for more Gormathon. Next up was the EP Celestial Warrior. Awesome. 3 more songs. Buy. Download. More please. Okay, now we're talking. A full 10-song album, Lens of the Guardian. Buy. Download. Rejoice! If you're counting, that means I now have 14 Gormathon songs in my collection. Now I'm happy. All 3 of these releases sound incredible. It blows my mind that Lens of the Guardian has been out for over 2 years and I have never heard a peep about this band. So much amazing metal flies under the radar and never gets heard by the majority of metal listeners that I nearly weep for the injustice of it. I try my best to make people around the world aware of all this great music, but I am just one man with a very limited audience. I hope that the single and EP are harbingers of a new full release in 2013. Please, please, please check out the playlist and watch Land of the Lost. This band really deserves some attention. And check out the hair and beard on the singer. I'm so jealous. He looks like a young Saruman, as played by Christopher Lee from Lord of the Rings. Gloria Morti is a Finnish death metal band, and Lateral Constraint is their 4th album. The band members of Gloria Morti look like they just stepped out of a particularly gruesome first-person shooter game. Their music takes a similarly brutal yet technical approach. Lateral Constraint sounds like the perfect soundtrack for eliminating enemies/aliens/monsters with extreme prejudice. These songs are fast, surgically precise, technical, and ultra brutal and concussive. They're like Drano for dungeons. Just pour in 1 bottle of Gloria Morti and everything in its path will be scoured away. I'm seriously impressed by how well the production quality manages to hold all this chaos together in a package that doesn't spin off into unlistenable noise. The sound is so good that all the parts whizzing by at warp speed don't trip over each other, and as such, you can make out most of what is going on, which, in this case, is the annihilation of all eardrums within the sector. Lateral Constraint isn't out until next week, but you can get a taste of the chaos to come by listening to today's playlist. The Crescent is a Finnish black metal band, formerly known as Enochian Crescent. After the departure of their vocalist, the band decided to change their name. They released 3 albums under the Aeon Crescent moniker. This is their first album as the Crescent. While the Aeon Crescent albums seem to be a mix of English and what I am assuming is Finnish, the Crescent appears to be mostly in Finnish. I do hear a little English in there, but not much. I was almost instantly entranced by the music on this album. This may be black metal, but it is not all fast, atmospheric riffing and screeching. There's a lot of cool guitar work here. Thick and chunky chords give way to intricate and thoughtful leads. The production quality is really quite good, and definitely contributes to the appeal of the album, while not diminishing the mood. The vocals are mostly harsh, but there are some clean vocals, evil whispery moments, and some clean choir-type vocals as well. Am I being an arrogant American to wish that they would sing in English? Yes, I suppose I am. The fact remains, however, that while I think this is a great album, I would like it exponentially more if it were in English. Regardless of the language barrier, the music alone is enough to win my approval. I heartily recommend The Crescent. I wish I could provide you with some songs from the album, but there doesn't appear to be anything from the album anywhere online. Trust me though, it's worth checking out. That's it for this week. As always, check out the playlist to hear tracks from some of the albums, and if you don't want to wait another week, you can always check out the daily 365 Days of Metal videos. See you later.